most of my songs were coming from a place of not being seen, not having freedom, or not finding peace. Now I really feel like I have peace in my life. Don't worry.
I love you. I mean, like, when I'm at my lowest, you're always there for me, like, in the music, in the spirit, and that's what I need always. Like, honestly, I love you so much. Keep doing what you're doing. So proud.
I'm not doing music to become a slave to it. It's my release. It's the only place I really feel alive.
She a fan, you a fan, I'm a fan. Temidale Openi, popularly known as Tems, was born as Star. Fate did know this since her parents named her Temidale, which means the crown is mine. This will be a picture-perfect representation of who she was going to be, but not without challenges though. Like many stories of grace to grace, Tems couldn't escape her background, which was a clear and sad contrast of the girl she dreamt to be. But you and I won't be here listening to her timeless, nostalgic folk, her trenching music, and being inspired by her life, which if I could summarize into one sentence would be, you're far more greater than you think. Now, would we? Hi, I'm Albertina. This is my art pod, anything artistic, creative, I got you. Subscribe, pretty please, and I'm so excited to delve into the inspiring story of Tems. Time is of the essence. No, I'm kidding. Tems. Yeah. Tems was born on 11th June 1995 in Lagos, Nigeria, before her family relocated to the UK. Of course, she has warped memories of her childhood, as when she was 5 years old, her family, that is her mom, brother, and her, moved back to Lagos again, Nigeria, following her parents' separation. Now, divorce affects children differently. For Tems, it was the internalized anger and grief that kept her fire burning. She was a shy girl in school, which I could add that she was a dismissive, avoidant, who'd rather shut down her pain than express it. I'm not a psychologist, but I know a lot about this stuff, okay? And pain, Tems was familiar with pain. Life in Ilupeju, wasn't an easy one, according to Tems, although she confessed in an interview with Koti that she was sheltered.
I know I've been in Lagos my whole life. I grew up in Ilupeju, the first place that my mom and my brother and I stayed.
But have you always been comfortable with?
I guess you would say so. I guess I'm more on the Ajebota side.
A quick Google search defines Ajebota as a very rich kid, someone who was born with a silver spoon in their mouth and has not experienced the harshness of life. But Ajebota could also simply mean a child who grew up very sheltered.
At no point was I ever on the street.
Tems' mother allowed her to listen to only Christian music as a child. Later in her teenage years, she became interested in R&B and hip-hop music as a way of escaping her reality. Sounds familiar. So as a way to cope and channel her emotions the best way she knew how, Tems joined the school choir at Darwin College, where she attended her secondary education. It was here that she met her choir teacher and the destiny helper that encouraged her to be musical. Through music, she could at least overcome her anxieties and break down all the pent-up emotions of school and her parents' divorce. Finding her unique voice as her music teacher advised her was the beginning of her journey to self-confidence and to Tems, as we all know her. Because here she was just Temilade, the girl who can sing. At the age of 15, she stopped listening to other artists in search of her own identity because she wanted to attack her song from what she was feeling and not what Beyonce would do or anyone else. And I quote, "But years come and go, and high school time was over, because time is of the essence." It was time for a change. Tems was good at maths, but didn't like school. I mean, of course, after being bullied so much, who would like that? In most African settings, education is the most important way to life. Leave high school, go to college, get a degree, diploma, or whatever, get a big girl, big boy job, and voila, You're good. So what happens when a young girl passionate about music wants to be a singer in Nigeria, a country boasting of peers with education accolades upon accolades? A singer? A job meant for, is that even a job? Tems tried to delay the inevitable by being late in applying for interested colleges and campuses. She could at least make time for her gifts and maybe an opportunity to do the thing that she loved the most. But fate is twisted. Tems not only got an opportunity to go to campus, much to her mother's relief, I bet, it was also in South Africa. So she had to join Monash College in South Africa. Not gonna lie, I would be happy to just be in the south of Africa, okay? It's not about you, Tinaba. I digress. It was in South Africa where I wish I'd be. Bruh. It was in South Africa that Tems studied economics in college. It was in South Africa where she met her best friend and now PA Yvonne. I got this from Coty's video, by the way. It was in South Africa where Tems took a risk of pursuing music discreetly or indiscreetly from her family while studying economics. It was in South Africa where Tems couldn't really afford to pay producers for beats, whether financially or physically SMH, so she took it upon herself to learn how to produce. Through experimentation and free lessons from the University of YouTube, Tems the producer was born. Subscribe to my School of Thoughts, by the way. Anyways, it was in South Africa that Tems graduated from the Monash College with a degree in economics.
I like.
She could go back home to Nigeria, get her big girl job in digital marketing, and be the proud adult society wanted her to be. Man makes plans, God laughs, right? Here's the thing about dreams. Nobody but yourself can see the vision, and it is there in your wake and sleep. So much so, as much as you want to let it go or for life to go otherwise, it won't let you. It will manifest itself in so many ways. You'll itch in your body that you'll feel the need to scratch it. It will pop up in your mind like your imaginary friend saying, hey, what you doing? What about me? So that you play with it, or it will magnify your physical reality that you won't have an opportunity to ignore it.
My mom's here, and before I quit my job, my mom had broken her leg, and we were in a really tough place, and you know, if someone broke into her house and held her like knife point, and I told her, I want to do this thing, I want to actually release this song, I want to try it. And even though we were struggling, she said, yeah, I'm with you, I think this is what you're meant to do. And it took a lot for me to see my mom suffer. And I released a song called Mr. Rebel. And I'm dedicating this song to my mom.
Tems felt depressed in her 9-to-5. She wondered if this was the life she was destined to live. She was comfortable, of course. The finances supported her bills, her livelihood, and her family was good, at least. So the thought of quitting would be a taboo. At least that's what the people around her would think. But destiny kept knocking on her door, and she couldn't ignore it any longer. She could either open the door and face the judgmental wrath of her peers in society, or she could ignore the call and the world won't have her and her classic voice ring through this generation's frequency. Because time is of the essence. At least Tems understood no risk, no gain. At least.
And I got, thing is, I've been writing music since I was like 11. And I was just like, do I want to be here in the next 10 years? Like, what do I want? Is this it? And I just was like, nah, I would rather die than remain here.
Wait, so did your family ever support your singing career?
My mom is always supportive of me.
Okay.
My most of my family just was like, you're crazy. Like, you are a failure and we don't like you.
In 2018, Tems quit her job, finally, to pursue a career in music. She continued to learn self-production skills on YouTube, and on 18th July 2018, she released her debut single, Mr. Rebel, a song which she produced herself. Mr. Rebel, are you there? Are you on me? Are you scared? Are you in? Are you out? What do you want? Finally gone, I'm the one with the winning prize. I'm the crown, I'm the vibe, I'm the leading vibe. Okay, I'll stop.
Bruh.
If I could describe Mr. Rebel,
Yeah.
I still get the sense if she had been forced to become, I don't know, an economist or whatever the hell you would have been,
she'd hate life.
you would have been miserable.
Oh, there's no way they can. I'm too stubborn. That's the problem. I'm like a coconut. Like, you can't. You have to really use an ass to
break through?
Yeah, you can't. I'm really.
Oh, boy, what?
yeah, reminds me of Bob Marley and his nickname, Tough Gong. It feels like life being hard had produced a toughness in both artists, both coming from poverty, both fighting for their musical reality, both in different generations. Mr. Rebel was a perfect first song to the world of Tems. It allowed us to see a picture of who she was in her world, saying, I'm the crown and I'm the one with the winning prize. It is her embrace of all the doubts cast by the world around her, and her fighting back through Mr. Rebel, a friend of hers whom she has known through thick and thin. Mr. Rebel saw her when she was down and is a comforting feeling to her when she's up. This song confirmed her fears and her greatness. I'm the sound on the ground, I'm the winning sound. You know, now that I look back at her life, this song hits different, and I get it. Mr. Rebel did well, but not as well as, now you wanna try me. I'll stop. Tems has reiterated the importance of her music being her own personal stories, her narration, her worldview that will relate to whoever is in the same frequency as her when they listen in. It is no wonder Try Me was a smash hit that permeated through the veins of Africa to the world. Try Me was her version of facing the monster that was out to get her. Try Me was an anthem to remind those monsters that she is a fighter, that as much as he tries to lock her away, to add to her pain, to destroy her, to challenge her, she's still winning. The darkness of her childhood, her haters that included some of the members of her family, must have tried to blur her dreams, her reality, but she was ready. The darkness, the anger that she felt wasn't going to sink her, she was gonna shine. Goes to show us that we too can challenge our fears. We can vibrate on a higher frequency and not let our trauma and the 0.000035% of fear that we face every day engulf us. That we are not our mistakes, nor our trauma, nor our background, nothing but who we say we are and who Yahweh says we are. Because I'm a Christian, though. All the other factors are non-applicable when it comes to our core innate value. Try Me was Tems' breakout hit. It was so huge that it brought her to meet some of her musical icons like Wizkid, whom she would later collaborate with to make Essence. But I'm getting ahead of myself. On 23rd April 2020, 6 days after my birthday date, mind you, Tems was featured alongside fellow Nigerian singer Davido on a reworked version of American singer Khalid and English Disclosure single Know Your Worth. Can you tell that I got that from Wikipedia? Say yes in the comments, okay? On 25th September same year, Tems dropped her debut EP For Broken Ears. Now that I remember. It was produced primarily by her, and the single Damages became another smash hit, peaking at number 1 on the Nigerian Apple Music chart and number 6 on the then newly launched Turntable Top 50 chart, and garnering 5 million views on YouTube, including mine. Now I remember Damages really well. That is when I came into consciousness of Tems as a musician. At first I was like, who's that fine London babe? I beg. Because I loved her aesthetic and I loved to see the representation of ambiguous African girl on TV. Now when I knew that she was from Nigeria, oh, my heart leaped. I wasn't entirely off about her being from London though, as we all know by now. Damages was my jam, and Tems had nothing to prove and everything to give this world. A world that had shown her shaky, A world that had bullied her, rejected her, made her a caricature of an angry black girl, will now feel her warmth. A vengeance so sweet that birds couldn't harm it, and honey, as sweet as it is, couldn't compare to the melodious sound of Tems. Or try me. I wanna try me. 2020 was a tough year for me and for everyone else. Maybe not so much for Wizkid, who was releasing his 4th studio album, Made in Lagos. As a good move on a feature collab, Wizkid included Tems on the song Essence. Time is of the essence. That was on October, 1 month after Damage's debut. The song earned her a #1 spot on BBC One Extra Airplay chart and her first career entry on the coveted Billboard Hot 100 at #9. Now that's how you do it, Tems. Now I know that numbers, when it comes to music, shouldn't be a thing, and it does more harm than good. But this was Tems' wildest imagination. And who would have thought? Who would have thought? As an African girlie myself, what the... I totally understand, and I'm very supportive of the numbers when it comes to her. It's a big deal, okay? Tems also won a Soul Train Music Award, 2 NAACP Image Award, 2, and received a Grammy Award nomination for Best Global Music Performance. This was only the start, as in the next year, Tems was featured on Drake's album Certified Lover Boy. I mean, I know he not like us, but dang. On the song Fountains. She was consequently signed to RCA Records. Is that Jay-Z's record? I don't know. Where she released her second EP, If Orange Was a Place. It did well, needless to say. So from here on, guys, we talking wins, baby. So brace up, because Tems did her big ones with these accolades. Of course, as humble as she is, she has stated that her accolades can't compare to how grateful she is for an opportunity to make music. She is happy, even if she had a residency and just sat on a lounge and sang her heart out. So the accolades are, for us, in my opinion, a way to show us a world of possibilities, that if your desired reality is still in the mental plane and no one can see it but you and Yahweh who placed it there, that it should never stop you from going or doing everything to your ableness to get it. That as long as it's pure to yourself and the world, that it will beat all the odds for it to manifest in your reality. All you gotta do is believe, and let the church say amen. So, working with Wizkid opened other big doors for Tems. She got to work with Drake again on the song Wait For You, which won a Grammy Award for Best Melodic Rap Performance, that made her the first female Nigerian artist to win a Grammy Award in 2023. Whoa! Hold up. If I could backtrack, she had also worked with Beyonce on her album Renaissance, that charted on Billboard, I guess. I have nothing to say about that. So next, in 2022, Tems covered Bob Marley, No Woman, No Cry. See, this is how fate does it. Tough gong, tough-headed woman, different generations, nice melodic voice and lyrics. Anyway, in 2022, Tems covered Bob Marley, No Woman, No Cry on the Black Panther Wakanda Forever soundtrack, which she was credited alongside Rihanna, baby. Speaking of Rihanna, Tems, Bad Girl Riri, Ryan Coogler, and Ludwig Göransson, these names were nominated at the 2023 Golden Globe Awards for their movie, the Wakanda Forever soundtrack, I think. I don't think they won, but it was still a nomination. That is still a big thing. I believe she also has an Oscar nomination. That is still a big thing. So congratulations to our girl. She's doing a big one. I believe she also has an Oscar nomination. Now, she didn't win, but it's still a big one. So congratulations to her. As of March 2024, Tems becomes the first African singer to be awarded Billboard Women in Music Award, in which she received under the Breakthrough category Tems' debut album, Born in the Wild, which was released on 7th June. Now by the time this video uploaded, it will be like a month and some weeks old, so go listen to it, leave a like, and yeah, let's make our girl a big thing. I mean, she already is a star, but you know, let's support her. And if you haven't taken anything from me today or from this video today, take this from a deep, velvety and androgynous girl who believed in her voice enough, and for me, who has had a pleasure of doing this narration and is actually quite sad that this is the end of my narration. Yeah, and drawing wisdom from our role model. Okay, so here's what I'm supposed to end with. You are far greater than you think. And I'm out. Bye. God bless you. Period.